What's up, guys? This is Matt, and that's Dan. Did I point the right way? Yep, that's Dan, and you are watching Game Punch Live, Episode 2. Today, it just turned September 18th. It's 12:15 in the morning. Well, actually,
Right
Dan,
on
where you
schedule.
are, it's still 12
Mm-hmm.
or 11:15. It's still Saturday. But we're recording this one day early because Dan has to do work stuff tomorrow night.
I have to fly away
You do have to fly away.
to the great beyond.
God's gonna make you a bird so you can fly
My
far away from here. So yeah, we're doing this a little bit early, so sorry for the last minute change. But we wanted to come to you just like we do, like we plan to do every week. Talk a couple bits of gaming news and other cool random stuffs that we find around the internet related to gaming, and then talk about what we've been playing this week, which again is pretty much only going to be one thing. We'll get to that in a minute. Let's jump right into our news because we do want to try to keep this a little bit more condensed than we did last time. And our first bit of news is Chris Metzen retiring from Blizzard. Now, Dan, you are the resident Blizzard expert, so why don't you...
Listen, I know all about Blizzard. I'm part of their company. No, I'm just kidding.
What? You
Yeah,
didn't tell me? Wow, that's really... What are you doing here, then?
so I'm a Blizzard fanboy,
Mm-hmm.
and I have no problem saying that at all with a company that makes amazing games. So Metzen, when you think of Blizzard, in my opinion, if you know anything about them, the top three is Chris Metzen, Mike Mordheim, and probably Jeff Kaplan. Are the top three I always think of. And Metzen on Monday said he was retired.
At 41, too, right?
42. And he's going to spend more time with his family. And he just had a new baby. So he is wanting to spend more time, being at home, being a dad, and wanted to step away from Blizzard. And that really sucks for Blizzard because he was awesome. He is the story arcing guy for StarCraft and World of Warcraft and Overwatch and Diablo, and he has been part of every one of those stories and built the lore behind every one of these great games that Blizzard offers, and now he's gone. And that really stinks.
Yeah,
And
I kind of
that's
feel like that, Blizzard is synonymous with quality, and whether you like their games or not, you can't deny that they're super polished and everything like that. I kind of feel like, this is going to be weird, but I feel like this is the Blizzard version of retiring from a game studio, because most of the time, we read a lot of news that, so-and-so is leaving Giant Game Company A to go be the whatever at Giant Game Company B. And this one is just a simple, like, I'm retiring just because I want to spend time with my family. And it's completely legit. There's nothing nefarious, because there's always this weird sort of...
My thing is, man, I put him on the level of like a Steve Jobs leaving an Apple. He is a big part of that company. He's a massive thing that brought a lot of these worlds to life. So when you lose somebody like that, it's hard to come back from. But they'll carry on. Legion was done all without him.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, he was on with Overwatch, and so they seem to have a good grasp of that. And Diablo's fine. We're gonna hopefully have some awesome news about that. Cross fingers, put on tinfoil hat, and solve this conspiracy about Diablo. Yeah, losing him just sucks because he was super good at what he did. And I put in the thing. There's a nice little thing from Ghostcrawler. Used to be at Blizzard. He was a community manager of some type, and he left. He's worked with Dota and League of Legends, but he had some interesting things to say in there. He talked about how when Kaplan first started, Metzen came into his office and just went in and crashed on his couch and took an hour nap without even telling Kaplan, and then woke up and just said, "Did you know why they won't let us drink at work any longer?" And then got up and left. And like he calls everybody, baby, or hey cat, and sisters and brothers. That's just his personality, and he's the only one that actually feels genuine when it comes from him. He just, I don't know. It's just he's got that personality that's very infectious. He's always on the stage at BlizzCon. He's always the last one to speak about the games. He's always super excited about the lore and talking about Horde and Alliance and what's coming and everything like that. He is very passionate about every game he's been part of, and it sucks to see him go. And that's kind of crappy, but hey, good to him that he can retire at 42 and move on and be with his family.
Yeah, I like this quick little story. It says, at a BlizzCon party we were all at, there was inexplicably a bowl of powdered donuts with the snacks. Chris took a donut, rubbed it under his nose so there's a light dusting of white powder, and then left it there all night as he bear hugged and did the Top Gun high five to everyone at the party.
But that, I mean, I can see him being that guy. He doesn't care. That he was genuine when he did that stuff. So, that was awesome.
So it's interesting that you say that Legion was done without him, because I was going to ask you, like, what do you think this means for Blizzard? Do you think this will mean a reduced quality in, because Blizzard is also known for their epic storytelling in their games, not only their polished gameplay but stories. What do you think this will do for really stories and gameplay? I mean, basically every aspect of these games without him. Because
I think he'll be fine. It's not like an Apple thing where it's hardware and you have to iterate and iterate and iterate. The stories are there already, and it's just people sticking with the Blizzard code of gameplay comes first, the player comes first, and as long as that is ingrained within the Blizzard employees' way, I think it'll be fine. It'll be a hole missing because he's gone, but I still think it'll be okay. I don't see it being anything crazy.
Yeah.
You can see some big changes, I think, happening at Apple now that Jobs is gone. You don't see, I don't think you see a lot of innovation in anything like that. Just a few changes here and there, but with Chris Metzen gone from Blizzard, I think there's such an what's the word?
Indoctrinated.
Way of doing things there that they are fine. They're going to be fine.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying about Legion, if it was all done without him, and it's, in my opinion, the best expansion that they've done so far. Not saying that it's the best because he wasn't involved, but all I'm saying is I think if they can keep producing stuff of that quality without him, then they'll be fine. But it is definitely a blow to the company as a whole. Real quick, hey Skelly Gal on Twitch, how's it going? Thank you for watching us at midnight. We didn't plan on being on this late, but but yeah, thanks for being here. One thing I wanted to show, I just found it, is this speaks to how cool Blizzard is and to how much of a legacy he has with the company. So they are giving him this a custom designed statue that he'll eventually take home. And he's got the baby Winston.
That's awesome.
And his tweet, a close-up of Metzen's going away present. When finished, it will be a statue. So I guess this is like a mock-up of it right now.
Yeah.
Apparently a few of Blizzard's designers decided the best choice was creating an absolutely wonderful statue he could take home with him. So that's awesome. I wonder how big it'll be. It doesn't say.
Yeah, I mean, Blizzard is such a huge company. Their games are very strong, and they have millions and millions of fan base. So it's like when somebody leaves that company that's as high up as Metzen is, it's kind of a big deal. You don't know much behind the scenes of anybody at Activision or sometimes other companies because they're not on stage. You can probably say it for Bethesda a little bit. You get to know some of their people, but yeah, I mean, these guys. If you've ever, I follow Blizzard, so I'm always going to be. I know who these guys are, and it's sad to see him go, and it's awesome that they're making him that statue. So we'll see how they do from here on out. But it really, really sucks that he's going. But I understand why.
Yeah. So we'll wish him well.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
You never know what we may hear from him again.
Well, he's always going to voice Thrall. He's already said that.
Oh yeah, I forgot that he was the voice of.
Yeah,
he was the voice of all that. So moving on, there was a lot of news from Tokyo Game Show this week, and a couple of the things actually, there was, I don't know if there was so much news as it was just like a lot of gameplay trailers and things like that. Let me flip over because there's a whole list on GameSpot.
Yeah,
but Final Fantasy 15 trailer. Oh, I didn't read this about Death Stranding details. One second. Let me click on this 1 second because we don't know anything about Death Stranding whatsoever. I should have read. I didn't even see this. I guess Kojima. The game's logo isn't dripping ink or liquid. The trails we see beneath the letters are in fact cords. He went on to explain that the theme of the game is about how people are connected by strands, hence the title of the game, Death Stranding. He revealed that the game will be in the action genre, and that it will be open world with a degree of freedom.
Yeah.
Death Stranding will also have online elements. Kojima spoke of his wish to give gamers a way to be connected via these strands or elements that are different to these usual multiplayer teams. All right, well, that's cool. That's more than what we knew from just the one weird-ass trailer that they showed at
Right.
E3. I was wondering, I mean, are you interested in that game at all, Dan?
A little bit. I mean, again, I have absolutely no idea what it is. So until I see more of it, I love these little teaser things, and I guess they're playing off of Norman Reedus really big, and I don't know. We'll see. I have to see a whole lot more than what I've seen so far to be like crazy interested in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skelly Gal on Twitch is asking what we think of Call of Duty Ghosts. Isn't that an old one?
No, I think that's the new one this year.
That's Infinite Warfare.
Infinite Warfare's this year?
Yeah, that's the crazy space one, right? Isn't it? I don't know. Well, I tell you what, Skelly Gal, that just kind of shows our opinion / experience with Call of Duty is we don't even know which ones are which because we're not
Ghost
really
is one of the older ones. Yeah, 2013.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're not really Call of Duty guys, so I couldn't even remember when that came out. No, it's just kind of not our thing, really. I was gonna talk about a little bit about the Final Fantasy 15 trailer, but
Okay.
I thought it was gonna show. Well,
It doesn't show any gameplay.
it doesn't really show any gameplay. It's just a lot of pre-rendered video and things like that. But Dan, me and you talked about this a little bit the other night. You're excited for Final Fantasy 15, right?
I am interested in Final Fantasy 15. We will see. I'm going to end up getting it, but I don't know if I'm completely hooked on it yet. We'll have to see. It looks like a big open world that you can do a lot of different things in, which is kind of cool. Different Final Fantasy. The battle scenes with the giant summons and stuff look really cool. Final Fantasy always has a really cool story. I don't know, though. The combat looked very, very boring. So we'll see.
He's throwing the sword, and then he's teleporting to the sword, and he's doing a thing, then he's throwing it again and teleporting. What?
If they don't show better than what they showed at E3, then I am still not sold because that was very boring melee.
Oh, you're talking. Oh, yes. Okay, so you're talking about the bit where I don't think I can find it in time, but you're talking about the bit where there was a giant's hand swiping back and forth.
Not just that, just the whole combat issue. I mean, he can switch weapons and stuff like that. I've seen the demo that played when the other Final Fantasy came out. It was part of it, and people played it for crazy amounts of times. And finally, we're getting monotonous. The combat got very monotonous, very boring. So it'll be interesting to see if that can be passable. We will see. Final Fantasy lives on the story, lives on the characters, things like that. As long as that's good, I think I can forgive it for the combat. But we'll see.
Yeah, I almost thought about go ahead and pre-ordering it, but I think I'll wait. I think I'll watch some Twitch streamers play it first. I mean, it looks great. I mean, from here, and this is blown up video and then being restreamed, so it's gonna look even more fantastic than this. I mean, visually, I think it looks really good. But I want to actually. Oh, I love this part where they convert the car and then fly off.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff. Don't get me wrong; it's very pretty. And that's fine. And it can be beautiful. My thing is gameplay is first and foremost. Story and gameplay are my main two things. You can be as pretty as you want, but if your gameplay is not any good, then I'm not going to play you.
Yeah. Oh, there it is, right there. That's the scene where where the giant was swiping back and forth, and I don't know what was going on during that E3 demo, but whoever was playing it was not doing very well. You kept, you're supposed to jump at some point.
There was a lot of cutting between characters, like a little breaking. The hand going through them and stuff like that. There was just not. It wasn't very impressive, but we'll see. Again, we will see.
Well, one thing that you and I haven't talked about that I'm actually really curious about your opinion on is the new Metal Gear Survive game.
Okay, so this is not a full new game. They're not selling it for a retail price of the full price. This is just a game mode, and it feels a lot like Horde mode from Gears or from Call of Duty with the zombie mode and things like that, where you increase your powers, more and more creatures come at you, things like that. So I am interested. Will I buy it? I'll have to wait and see. It'll be interesting to see if we can get 4 friends to play it. Then I might be able to do it.
Dude, that would be sweet. Why have we never played Metal Gear Online? The online component of Metal Gear.
We're the only 2 that have it.
What?
We're the only 2 that have it.
I know. Why have me and you not done it?
I don't know. I haven't even touched it yet. I have the game and haven't even played it. And I'll turn
I
in
thought
my
you
game
played
card.
some of the single player.
Not yet.
Oh, well, okay. So this one, when they first showed this at E3, and it wasn't even all that much. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of thinking, hey, that kind of looks fun and cool and a different weird take on Metal Gear. And sure, it's not Solid Snake or anybody we know. It's just random Metal Gear Soldier guy against a type of zombie-esque creature, but it's with all the stealth mechanics, and I like that. So this looks kind of fun. And I'm pretty sure I'm the only one on the internet that thinks it looks decent. I'm glad that it's not a full $60 because it's definitely not worth that. But you know, if it's along the line of what was it right before 5? Was it the Phantom Pain? Is that what it was?
This is the 5 is the Phantom Pain.
The one that Ground Zeroes. That's what it was. Ground Zeroes. It was like the $30 thing. That was
it was like one board that you could do over and over again.
Yeah. That was I kind of dig that now, but a lot of people are all up in arms that they're taking here's another zombie survival game, and they're a dime a dozen these days, and this one is actually dares to put the Metal Gear name on it, and this isn't what Metal Gear is, and why do we have this, and why is it
isn't. I kind of agree with him.
Yeah.
If you're a Metal Gear fan, I understand you fussing about it. It makes perfect sense. I thought the same thing when I saw the trailers. I was like, why are they doing a horde zombie apocalypse game? It doesn't make any sense for Metal Gear. Are they just jumping on a bandwagon of stuff?
And that's exactly what everyone's saying. And there's gathering and there's crafting. I don't know what that really looks like. And this is a 15-minute trailer. I only watched a few minutes of it, so I don't know if it shows any of the crafting. But I mean, if it's not, I'm not gonna lie. I am not super down on this like every other gamer on the planet is, especially if it's not that $60 price point. If you're looking at $30 or maybe catching on a Steam sale at $20 or something like that, I'm interested in it. And like you said, especially if we can get some other people's, if we can get some other of the crew to play with us, I kind of feel like that would be pretty neat. Now, I don't know. I have to still toss this up in the air too. I don't know if it's just a horde mode that they've made a whole brand new game around. I don't know. I kind of wish they never would have made this for Metal Gear. Right. I mean, what a lot of people are saying, and I'm inclined to agree with this, is if they didn't put the Metal Gear name on it and they just called it, alternate universe zombie apocalypse game, would we even be talking about it? So, a lot of people are thinking,
Ultimate Zombie Apocalypse game is one of my favorites.
It is. Well, those are also developers of, Super Happy Fun Time Joy Joy Band.
That's right.
The only thing I don't know about this game is why I don't understand, because Metal Gear Solid 5 is heavy on stealth. Not like some of the rest of them were too, but like there's a huge emphasis on that. Why do you need stealth in this? I mean, like in here, there's 2 or 3 zombies or whatever they're called. Is it not easy enough just to take them all out really quick? I don't understand the stealth component.
Because they want you to use the Metal Gear playstyle with the zombie game.
Well, exactly.
That's really it.
And it doesn't, and like you were saying, to your point, it doesn't fit.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand why you would need to, I don't know. I mean, I guess I understand why you need to stealth around zombies, but it just doesn't, I don't know. It does seem weird, but despite that, I'm still kind of on board. I mean, it's kind of cool that you can taunt them with dangling sheep.
Yeah. I'm just kind of watching this and I'm like, okay, cool little gadgets and tricks to kill zombies.
Oh, and sheep or goats apparently, because that sheep didn't make it.
Oh man, poor thing. Just kill everything.
PETA is going to be pissed. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. Remind me when this comes out. Do you remember?
2017
is all it says. Spinoff is coming. in 2017. I mean, like the screenshots look cool. I mean, you got a bow and arrow. Oh, and one thing I was thinking.
Again, graphics, that's not what sells me on a game. I don't care about graphics. I mean, heck, I've played games that have terrible graphics. Just because something looks cool doesn't make
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. It did kind of look like that if you're playing the single player, maybe you can switch seamlessly between all four of these characters. Because there was one part in the trailer where it looked like kind of like all four characters were surrounding a certain area.
Yeah.
And they were able to seamlessly switch from one and then over to across the field to the other to do something. That's what it looked like anyway. And again, it was all in Japanese, and I didn't really know what was going on. But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm not as down on this as everybody else is. I'll give it I'd like to see some more gameplay and maybe read some reviews. I don't know.
It's not impressive. I don't like it.
Well, there you go. Dan says, just like Grand Theft Auto, Dan won't let us play it. So
there you go.
So the last bit of news, real quick, that I want to talk about, because I'd like to get your opinion on this too, Dan, is Valve is making a big change to their Steam reviews, or the way they, basically which reviews they'll accept. And that is to say, they will no longer take into consideration any review from a person who activated the game with a key. That is to say, the only reviews that'll count are from people who buy the game through Steam. Have you heard about this?
No, that's perfectly fine.
And it's, their justification for it is that it will help weed out reviews that might be more favorable just because they maybe got a key and not based on true gameplay, but I got this for free, or I got it off a promotion or whatever, so I'm going to review it more favorably. And at first glance, I was thinking, that sounds reasonable, because, how many people, you're probably a little bit more inclined to give something a better review if you are given a game for some reason. But I don't know. But then, there's a lot of, let me swap over to this. There's a lot of tweets from indie developers and things, like this one right here. Between direct sales, Kickstarter, Indiegogo, I have 16,000 plus users who will never be able to leave me a review that matters to the score. And I kind of feel like this is weird, because what about games you buy legitimately from Green Man Gaming, or really any of those guys? You won't be able to leave. I don't leave reviews anyway, but I don't know. Do you think this is...
No, I don't think it's bad at all. I think it's actually a smart move by Valve, so they don't have people who just bolster numbers just to make your game sound smarter. This is actual legit people who bought the game in Steam. It's your client, and you are able to control that. You're able to say, this is Steam. You buy it through Steam. You can review on Steam. I'm sorry that you bought it through Green Man Gaming, or you bought it through a Humble Bundle, or you got it through this. You don't get to review it. You have to buy through Steam to be able to review the game. And I'm okay with that. My thing is, it keeps people from pushing all this other stuff. The people are fussing like, I'm going to lose 16,000 reviews, or I lose this many reviews. Yeah, but giving out keys to player, we don't know if those 16,000 plus bought through Indiegogo or Kickstarter. It could be that these people bought through, or you passed out these keys to bolster your numbers and make yourself look better. We don't know that, and that's what Steam's doing. They're saying, we don't understand or know where you're getting these reviews from, so we're going to say no. As long as you buy in-house, you can review in-house. That's it.
Yeah.
And I don't understand the fuss. It's their client; they can do whatever they want. And the thing is, these people will still post their games there, because guess what? Steam still works for the indie player. So I don't understand that. I think these people are upset because now they can't fluff their numbers. And
I don't know if it's just that. Just like the one tweet up here said. I think there are legit concerns from indie developers saying that these folks may have gotten keys legitimately, and now they can't say how good my game is. So
that's true. The indie developer is saying these guys got keys legitimate. You don't know that, though. Again, it is Steam's client. Mm-hmm. They can do what Steam wants to do. It is not they're helping you no matter what. They have their own policies and procedures of doing things. You don't get to dictate that. It's with any other company. Steam makes it. They want you to buy through Steam. Therefore, then you can review through Steam. And that way, instead of having a gray area, there's no area. It's gone. It's just gone. It's
Yeah.
like you buy it through Steam, and then you can review it, and that's it. And I totally am okay with that. And I'm sure at some point they will work with Kickstarter so they can see those keys that come specifically through Kickstarter and allow those people to put their reviews on there. This is just the first step. There's, I'm sure, many, many more steps that have to go through this to iterate it in a proper way.
Well, and that's what
You're getting a bunch of indie guys who are just all of a sudden just blowing up like, rah, rah, rah. And I get it. You're losing a bunch of reviews on Steam. Whether they were good or not, you're losing a bunch of reviews on Steam. But guess what? You don't own Steam. They get to choose how they run their business. And guess what? The business model is still good for the indie developer, so you can still go there and put your games.
Yeah, and I have to, for me personally, as not an indie game developer, as just a consumer of games and someone who actually looks at a few reviews on Steam to help me with those decisions if I should buy a game or not, I'm okay. Me personally, regardless of anybody else's opinion, whether right or wrong, I'm okay with it. Just knowing that the reviews I'm going to get now are from people who legit bought the game, and I do trust in Steam because I do honestly think that, and just like this quote says, we're hearing lots of positive responses and some criticisms. Like all updates, we'll be monitoring the community reaction and incorporating that feedback into the next set of changes that we make to improve the service. And I think they will. Dan Hooper on YouTube's out of beer.
Yeah, it's posted back to Lou. Sorry, Lou. We've run out.
Is Lou chatting on? I don't see his tweet, his chat in here. Anyway, I think that they've done this before where they've made some kind of change, but they don't just make the change, forget about it. They're going to monitor it, and they're going to see how it goes. And I honestly feel like if it's not working, then they'll do something different. So, I mean, I trust in them that they'll do the right thing. I was going to have one more good point, too, and it slipped.
Wait a minute. I have
my mind.
Point for you.
It was about, I mean, there's, maybe it was the fact that, there's other places you can leave reviews, too. So, I mean, it's not all through Steam, but I don't know. I just kind of thought this was interesting. It's Steam always trying to think of how to just do things different and make things a little bit more legit. I don't know. I mean, I think it's okay, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
People keep saying they can't support these games. I love these developers. Like, they can't support it now. It's like, no, they can completely support it. They can completely love it. And guess what? There's 1,001 blogs out there that you can write a really well done review. You just can't write it on Steam. That's it.
Yeah.
The new Steam review policy will hurt. As a Kickstarter dev, your most passionate fans are now silenced. No, that's wrong. I completely disagree with you because most likely your most passionate fans already bought it through Kickstarter at a discounted price or are going to get it through some other means of a discounted price, even through Steam sometimes. My thing is, this completely removes the gray area. There is no more. You can sit there and play with this, and it's just going to cause fussing on both sides on either side. Steam said, no, shut it off. This is how we're doing it. And that's it. And you just get a lot of people that are upset, and they'll get over it. And Steam will iterate and iterate and iterate and make it better.
Yeah.
So.
I remember the other point I had was that this is just another example of the bad seeds ruining it for everybody. So because there are some. I mean, I'm sure that there are plenty of reviews that are inflated because of how people got the keys, and those are the stuff that you legitimately want to cut out, but you can't separate those from the legit ones. So because there are people who are abusing the system, that ruins it for everybody. So I almost would think that these developers shouldn't be mad at Steam. They should be mad at the folks who are doing that, who are abusing the system.
Yes, I agree. They should be yelling at the companies that tried to fluff their numbers.
And I don't know who they are. I don't know who those are, and I don't know how you find out.
Know either. Again, nobody knows what that is. Or if they're paying somebody under the door. Here, they gave out 400 keys on Twitch and said, play my game, give positive review, we'll give you a kickback of $200. Whatever. There's been people busted on YouTube and on Twitch that do that take money from companies to do reviews and give them positive feedback. So, I mean, there's all these different ways of doing it. This completely wipes all that away. So you were doing it legit. Sorry. There's others that ruined it for you. We're just going to say blanket, shut it down. And that's it.
Yep.
So I'm cool with it.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Well, that's everything we wanted to cover for the week. All the news bits and things like that. We want to talk a little bit about the games we've been playing this week. And just like last week, it's pretty much just been World of Warcraft Legion because it's a pretty good game. And I like to play it. It has got me 100% back into WoW, which, I wasn't... Uh-oh. Oh, yep, there it goes. I've been doing a lot of dungeon running and that kind of stuff. The frustrating thing right now is I am not... I'm only like level 102 on my druid, 103 on... No, 103 on my druid, 102 on my rogue. So there's only a handful of dungeons that I can run. But Dan, I was gonna ask you about the story because you have actually opted out of playing through dungeons with us because you're so invested in the questing and the story right now.
I'm not telling you anything. I'm not.
Well, no, don't tell me about the story. But I mean, is it because each one of these expansions has a story? But how is this one compared to?
One of the best. I think it does really well. They have a lot of cutscenes. I think they learned from Wrath of the Lich King through Draenei a little bit, Pandaria, some there. This one's full of cutscenes, and everything is voice acted a lot.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time I'll play WoW with the volume up and watching nothing else because I don't want to miss what's happening. But story is super, super great.
You've had to mute some of us in the video chat a few times so that you don't miss anything, and I maybe did the same thing a couple times. But I get it. I mean, there's story here, and I've never. Jeff Kanata said this too on the DLC podcast, and I don't want to sound like I'm saying the same thing, but I have done the same thing. He said that he has always been the guy who just clicked accept on the quest, never really read anything, and but now he's like taking it all in and stuff. And I'm actually kind of doing the same thing. Like I'm actually sort of interested in what the story is. I'm not being able to follow it along perfectly, and there's some things I'm missing, but I'm a little bit more invested in the story and actually what's going on rather than just saying, where do I need to go? What do I need to do? And let me hurry up and get that so I can get another level so I can go do another thing. I'm taking it a little bit more. I'm taking it all in more, I guess.
No, that's good. This one really, you need to follow the story. You need to finish every zone. You need to see what happens at the end of these. There's stories that are really well done. Zoning, questing, everything is done really, really well this time around. Better than most of the other expansions I've been in. The only other time I've had like this amount of fun doing that stuff would probably be Wrath of the Lich King again. But definitely pay attention to the story. It's super, super good. I have been, like Matt said, I've been skipping runs with these guys because I want to continue my story. Suramar, getting to 110 opens up a ton of stuff. And just makes it that much better. You've had great story through the zones. Now you're 110. You get great stories through your order hall, through Suramar, which is a 110 zone that is all about brand new stuff and brand new content. And I can't say enough about it. It's super, super fun. The story ends in Stormheim. I think, right? Stormheim? Is that the right one? The one with all the Valkyrie and all that? Are you still in there?
In where? Stormheim? I'm in Dalaran still.
Oh, have you finished Stormheim?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, you mean the zone? Yeah, no, I'm not done there yet.
It ends on a cliffhanger, which comes with the first raid that comes out within the next month or so. Ooh. So we get a chance, an opportunity to push that story forward because it was such a good cliffhanger. And
so the story continues with the raid?
Yeah.
So you need all of us to get to 110 so we can run that raid?
Well, yeah, but we could do LFR too. You can always do LFR.
But you would much rather. You're going to save that for us.
Yes.
I'm very convinced.
That is what I was going. Yes.
Absolutely, I am.
So yeah, it's super super good. Yeah, Stormheim, Val'sharah is the two of my favorite zones. Have the best stories in them. Probably, Suramar I have not experienced much, but I have finished up 3 or 4 of the quest lines for the Nightfallen and 1 or 2 of the other large quests. Everything's like an arc in each zone, so you have storylines in each zone that you go through, and you finish each of those out for the achievements. And Suramar is becoming really, really fun, and the story there is really cool, and the zone is beautiful as well. So I'm completely hooked. I'm still enjoying my time in there. For sure.
Me too, for sure. And I'm gonna have to stop the dungeons at some point because there's only like 4 that we can run or that I can run at my level, and they're kind of getting old already. But I know that's only just like one sliver of this whole expansion, so I need to get back into questing.
There's some slow questing in there, and High Mountain felt kind of a grind. But the rest of them feel pretty good. You're going to do the go kill 10 of these, give me 5 of these, things like that here and there. But they're kind of sprinkled into a much bigger story that's going on. And like I said, the voice acting's happening all the way through it. You're meeting new characters. You're seeing the story progress. Val'sharah is probably one of the best zone for a story. If you're a druid and you like Malfurion.
I'm a druid.
You're a druid.
I'm a druid, and I like Malfurion.
There you go.
That's my big bare ass that you're looking at right now.
I know. I'm noticing you're getting some great heals in there. I don't know who's doing that, but wait, that's
that was a pug.
Was
pug
it a
healer.
pug healer?
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Sure.
That's about the only time I can think of getting good heals. And I'm doing a lot of that healing myself. Frenzy regeneration, that kind of stuff. Plus, I got a lot of hit points, so I don't really need a lot of healing.
I'll remember that next dungeon we run. I'll remember not to heal you at all. It'll be fine.
So Legion is awesome. We're still playing it. I don't know. We've got to at least I've got to try to branch out some because I don't want to talk about Legion every week because there's a gazillion and one good games out there.
We're going to talk about each individual quest every week.
Oh my gosh,
it was done.
That would be a sight. So that's it. I'm not even sure how long we've run this time, but yeah, like I said, we don't want to have these be more than about 30 to 45 minutes.
Yeah, Lou. We don't want it to happen that way. I think Lou's the only one watching right now. Well, we've got another person in YouTube.
We've got a few spread across YouTube, Beam, and Twitch. So speaking of YouTube, Beam, and Twitch, that's where you can watch our live streams whenever we stream. We stream almost every night, probably around 10 o'clock Eastern. Twitch.tv/nerdpunch, youtube.com/nerdpunch, and beam.pro/nerdpunch.
By the way, let me give a shout out to Valkarov. I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you for watching us here on Beam. Appreciate it.
Oh, nice.
Thanks,
nice. Yeah, thanks for hanging out.
And Molly Hatchet, he's over here.
He's one of those guys, though. Molly Hatchet, for those who don't know, is one of the Nerd Punch crew, Dave, that you'll see him on the stream from time to time. Well, actually, pretty much all the time, really, along with us and a couple other guys. But yeah, every night, Twitch, YouTube, and Beam, all of those /nerdpunch. And of course, if you want to follow us on social media, it's twitter.com/nerdpunch, facebook.com/nerdpunch. Anything that's out there, whether it's live streaming or social media, whatever, it's /nerdpunch, and you'll find us anywhere. And then the email address is nerdpunch@gmail.com, where you can email us if you want to give us stories to talk about or questions or anything like that. And nerdpunch.com is where we post random things that we find on the internet. And so anything in the world /nerdpunch is where you'll find us. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. We will be back. Let's see. You'll be back from traveling.
Back for a week. We can do Sunday night next week.
Yeah. So next week we'll be back on our regular. Except Instagram. Thank you, Lou. It's nerd_punch because some jerk has Nerd Punch on Instagram.
Job.
But yeah. So these Game Punch live shows, are regularly scheduled on Sunday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because that's the real time zone, Dan, not your weird living in the past time zone. But yeah, every Sunday, and we will be back next Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern. So thanks for watching, and we will talk to you guys later. See ya.
Bye, everybody.